by far my favorite book of the year is called Min. It's a series of physically romantic encounters as told by the promiscuous woman in question. She is the protagonist and she is epic. Um, the book gives a very vibrant cross-section of New York bohemia. Um, my favorite part was probably the permissive partner that she goes back to after her escapades. I find it interesting that she does because they're not really in love and they seem to rely on each other to stave off loneliness, which she's also combating through her hookups. However, we begin to see the partner kind of drift into alcoholism, which is a very sad progression because he gets also very depressed. She is very intense with a lot of needs, and I like that representation because I feel like men are usually described that way in books. It's very feminist in the reclaiming of the female body in a way that 21st century artists try to. This book was written in like, I think the 1980s, 1990s, which I feel like it's kind of like what people are trying to do now, but I feel like this book does it so much more effectively. My phone's gonna like die. Collection of profiles of various men one could meet on a night out. Her grandmother is a legend. Kitchen witch vibes. And they mentioned The Joy of Cooking, which is the only book anyone will ever need in their life. She goes from New York to Berkeley, California, back to Boston, where her grandmother lives. And I love her descriptions of Berkeley. Like, I'm from that area, and so I just love hearing the way it's described in the author's mind. I find it interesting that kind of like uncaring of loyalty towards like this married man that she has an affair with. There's also like a good description of like the ups and downs of promiscuity, the emotional challenges, jealousy, and it ends with such a perfectly imperfect happily ever after that it doesn't seem like a princess book, you know, like happily ever after, but like it's more a very realistic slice of human existence. Highly recommend it.